All right, I have a cautionary tale for us all to listen to. This is definitely a story time. This is a story time of a woman moving too fast. There is a big age gap. She is a Christian, so she didn't believe that she should be shacking up, and that accelerated her plan, and that's the reason why she got married so quickly. There are so many things going. And dude is a single dad. He was looking for a fill-in mother, and that's the reason why he got with this girl and got with her so quickly. So go ahead and listen to this woman's tale and what she went through with this single dad and with her stepson, who I guess is a teenager. Go ahead and listen to this. And don't forget to like, comment, and share, and drop any of your commentary. Do you have any experience in this type of thing?
I was dating a single father, not for long at all, and I think that's where the big problem lied. And then we got married, and I felt so pressured and so rushed. But as a Christian, I was thinking I really should take this leap of faith because at the time I had nowhere to live, and so I lived with him. And um, God's not a fan of shacking up. So he was like, "We need to get married. We need to get married." So we got married within. I had met him in March, and we got married in July. I never saw myself marrying a single father. I actually never even thought about it because I never met any single father before. Everyone I knew, if they were a single parent, it was a mom who was a single mom. He told me that the boy's mom wasn't involved, and I figured that would be okay for me because I'm a pretty territorial person. If this is my family, this is my family. I'll just share a little bit of my experience, and it'll be different based on who you're marrying and their personality type. Another important key to mention is my husband is 19 years older than me. One problem is my husband thinks that he's choosing between me or his son. It's never just like this, it doesn't feel like we're just this happy little family. It's her or him. I spoke to him yesterday. We're going through something weird right now. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's a separation. And he mentioned that he wants to walk near his son without me getting upset. Um, and it's just weird stuff. I'm not gonna get upset. Let's not even get into that. But anyway, I just don't really like my husband walking 10 feet ahead of me everywhere we go. That's really what it is. Another thing is, um, he likes to go out as a family all the time, so we don't go out on dates. We don't have any one-on-one dates. We've done that maybe 5 times, and maybe when we're on vacation sometimes. Well, actually, yeah, maybe when we're on vacation sometimes, but um, he doesn't believe in one-on-one dates. He just believes in like all family time. Another thing is you have to really share them, of course. Like you don't have all the time. My husband works a lot on top of the fact that he's a dad, and when we go somewhere, it's because he says like, "Oh, I want to keep my promise to my son." So it feels like I'm just tagging along with this situation and nothing is about me ever. Like, oh no, my wife wants to go here, we're gonna go here, or me and my wife want to do this. It's never like that. It's like my son wants to do this, we're gonna do this. My son wants to go here, we're gonna, like, that type of thing. So I'm just like tagging along for family events. And of course, everything that you do or don't do revolves around the kid's schedule. You are going to deal with the kid's mom popping in and out whenever she pleases, and you're gonna see just how strong that soul tie is between her and your man. Because if you say anything, you're getting your head ripped off. You deal with people thinking that you don't have the child's best interest or that you're selfish and you don't care just because you didn't birth him or her. So it's like you're walking on eggshells around a child. And then, everyone loves their kid very, very much. I don't have a kid. And if you come into a situation like that and you don't have a kid, you know that you're capable, and when you get your own child, you're gonna love them like crazy. But that love even takes time. Sometimes even instantly you can love your child once you birth them, but it takes time to really fall in love with someone else's child, especially when they're like 13 and up. It's almost like falling in love with an adult. Especially when they want their dad to be back with their mom, or they're disrespectful, or they're not nice. It's going to take time to really, bond with that child if they have a wall up towards you. But when you come into a situation like that, you're expected to be insanely in love with this kid, just because your husband or your boyfriend or whoever is the father of that child, because they are. They expect you to feel exactly the same way. And then my husband kind of gave this vibe that I was coming in between he and his son, which was strange. So it's just a weird feeling. It just feels like you're invading someone's already pre-established life and family.
Yeah, I was, but I didn't see a problem with it because I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I love to cook. I clean all the time. My mom just kind of like raised me and trained me to like be that way and to help out my family. So it was nothing to me, but being treated like nothing was the part that was hard, you know. Like my husband, I drove him to the ER and he ended up having diverticulitis or something like that. And it was hard for him to, use the bathroom and stuff. And we came home in the morning and I told his son, I said, we got to make sure your dad doesn't eat any fast food. And he said, okay. And so as we're all walking down the stairs, me, him, and his dad, he says, I'm hungry. Is she going to cook me something to eat? And I was just like, I was just talking to you face to face. You could have just simply said, I'm hungry. Are you going to cook, Nigel? Or something like that. But just the her. I'm getting tired of the is she, and her. And then one Sunday we were out at church and my husband said, when we get home, she's going to clean up. And then I think he realized how weird that sounded. And he's like, and then I'll clean up and then you'll clean, like that type of thing. So it has been a feeling of like the help, the maid. It really has been. I can't even lie about that because it's like, I don't feel like, I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm loved or like I'm a wife. And then, his son, it's been a journey with him. I never met a kid disrespectful like in that way. I never have, who like, it's just, I never met a kid that like that. And then, one day he was saying, you're nothing to me. You're nothing to me. You're nothing but a stepmom. You are absolutely nothing to me. This is how he was saying it. I got my feelings hurt and I'm just like, what's up with this? Like, I do everything for you like a real mom. Like, your mom's not there for you. You see your mom on average once a month or once every 2 months. Like, come on now. And I didn't even say that to him because I'm not going to say that to a kid. But it's just like, where's the love? Where's the respect? Like, where's the thank you, Even when I hand him his stuff, he didn't say thank you. I never intended to serve a kid, but because I believe that kids should learn responsibility because you're disabling them if you serve them all the time. But to have peace in the house, I just started serving him like his dad does. I told him he should learn how to cook a couple things. He's almost 14. He should learn how to scramble eggs. One day he had to fend for himself when it came to food and he microwaved a salad. But if I try to teach him to cook or anything like that, it's like doing something so wrong. Like, oh, he doesn't need to learn that. It's not a big deal. There's plenty of broke people who know how to cook. Stuff like that, that he would say. So I just am like, okay, let me back off from the whole parental thing and just let him do his thing and adjust. And so that's serving him. So anyway, that day that he said, you're nothing to me, I was, I had my feelings hurt. And so I said to my husband, I said, fine, I'm nothing to him. And I don't know where he was at the time when I said this. He wasn't around. I said, I'm nothing to him. I'll be nothing to him then, And he was like, no, you can't say that. You can't just be nothing. You have to be a part of this family. He's like, or you can get out. And he pointed to the door. And I was just like, I'm trying to tell you, like, oh my goodness, it's really been some stuff. And I've just been like, I'm just trying to be a good wife. Like, I'm trying to like overcome these things, like just get over it, just get through it, get over it and make it work. And maybe one day we'll be so used to each other that like everything's better. But yeah, it's hard to be with someone who's criticizing you day in and day out about everything you're doing. I mean, there's been so many things and I was just like, okay, so we love each other, we can make it work. But he's not willing to make it work. He's not willing to make it work. I reached out to him today. He said his son's at home. His son's not with his mom this weekend. I said, oh, okay, well, I can bring him a coffee since you don't want one, because I asked him. He said no. He said, no, that's fine. I said, okay. Said, do you want to go to church together on Sunday? He said, no. He said, I'm done. I'm like, and then it just led to this laundry list of why I'm just the terrible this and that. And I said, you know, we can fight for this marriage, and you know, we're both Christians. Like, you're supposed to be a man of God. Like, you don't just throw in the towel for no reason, for little silly stuff that you'll deal with any woman. And he expects me not to have emotions or feelings. He's counting up all the smallest little things, like, oh, one day you got mad about this and one day you got mad about that. Now I want a divorce. I left the house initially because he threatened to call the cops on me, because I tried to have a conversation with him and he didn't want to talk. So he figured to shut me up and get me to go to bed, he'd say, I'm gonna call the cops on you. And that terrified me. So I was like, okay. That's when I left. And now that I left, he's like, I want a divorce because this isn't working. I'm like, and you know, my husband is he's 48 years old. He just turned 48. I've loved him, cherished him, served him. I'm very affectionate. I love to hug and kiss him all day. He doesn't like it. He shoos me away. I just want to be near him, with him. Like, I want to do everything together. Like, even if he's just working, like, I'm bringing him water, I'm bringing him tea, like, I'm asking if he needs something, I'm planning the meal for dinner, I'm picking up, you know, his son from school, I'm dropping his son off. This is everything I do for him. I clean for us, I clean, I cook. Like, I just do everything I can. You know, him paying the bills allowed me to have time to get my real estate license. I got my real estate license. Like, I just do everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything he suggests, I do it. Even if it's like, it's coming from this harsh place. Like, he said, I want you to stay skinny. I said, okay. So I got a personal trainer. I was upset and hurt at first because you don't talk to your wife like the way that he does, but I always try to please him, and it's not enough. And so I said to him today, I said, well, what were you looking for when you got married, when you were so desperate to have a wife? He said, a family. So now you're calling me barren in a way, because it's been 6 months. I think it's been like 6 months. We got married in July and I haven't gotten pregnant. And at this point, I thank God for that. But I tried to plan that with him. He said that takes the fun out of it. I don't want to follow those days on your app. So it's been a lot.